Welcome back. 9:17 is your time, and a world-renowned dance group is performing a series of free shows right here in Atlanta this weekend, but they're not happening on a stage or even inside a theater. BANDALOOP is known as a vertical dance company and will be presenting the world premiere of New York's from the side of a building. Good Day Atlanta's Paul Milliken stopped by rehearsal yesterday. And today he's got something you just have to see to believe. I feel like we're going to be watching like this from the side. This is interesting.
Every angle looks very different of this. It's not just staring at a stage straight ahead. I mean, this is really an incredible, innovative kind of performance. And it was fun to be on the BeltLine yesterday and watch people walking back and forth and stopping and saying, what is going on up there? So Atlanta-based Flux Projects has brought BANDALOOP here to Atlanta, as you said, to present this brand new work. It's called Field. And the dancing is happening way above the Atlanta BeltLine on the side of the 725 Ponce building. Check this out.
You're going to have a lot of people walking on the BeltLine saying, what is this? So how do you describe what BANDALOOP is?
BANDALOOP's a dance company that started in 1991, and we merge rock climbing and dancing. So we use the technology of rock climbing to make vertical surfaces our dance floor.
So literally, your dancers are on the sides of buildings doing this sort of work. It's beautiful to watch. How do you do the actual training of this? How do you choreograph a show?
Well, we have a dance wall at home in Oakland. We're from Oakland, California, and we have a downtown dance wall that's about 120 feet tall. We have a studio, and in our studio we have a trampoline wall, and so there's a number of places that we get to choreograph the work, but really the work all comes together when we come to the building. So we spend about a week of creative residency on the building.
Let's talk about Field. Tell me about the concept behind this show.
Field is around the ancestral, ecological, and spiritual impacts of textiles, actually. And as a form of dance that relies on nylon climbing ropes, we think of our form as a sort of fiber arts form, because we're on these fibers that are holding our lives. When you see the ropes hung on the building becomes a loom. And so we've been using the sort of metaphor of the weaving loom in order to kind of leap off all these different thematic connections of like, how do we weave community? How do we weave? What are our grandmothers giving us, these heirlooms, this quilting grandmothers, knitting grandmothers? The actual making of fabric is such an inspiration for me.
Yeah.
And also, the fabric of our lives, the fabric of our communities, and how do we make a strong fabric these days, especially in such a difficult time.
This is such a special place here in Atlanta. What's it like to be taking over this space?
We love the BeltLine. We work in a lot of public spaces and a lot of different designs of public space. The BeltLine is like a river of people. There's a lot of movement through, and it's really special the way that it's been designed to be that. And for us, the visibility of our work here, because there is so much traffic, is really great. And also just the energy of the movement of people really feeds us as dancers.
Just breathtaking to watch. Okay, just in case you're not sure, the 725 Ponce building that we were talking about and showing in the video, that's the one that houses the Kroger right there on the BeltLine across from Ponce City Market. So a very well-traveled area, a lot of folks in that area. If you want to watch the show, you can view it right there from the East Side Trail, looking right up at the building facade there along the Atlanta BeltLine. And Portia, something really cool. So right across from where they were doing that is the Splatter Studio. Of course, we did a really popular segment there. You know the Splatter Studio well. And I was thinking, how cool would it be to be in the Splatter Studio and to be creatively inspired by this amazing dance performance happening right behind you? Like, that's a pretty cool experience, right?
Yes. I didn't realize they were that close. That is going to be an incredible experience.
It was right there, yeah.
Can we talk just for a second, though, about the core strength? And then you've just got to have nerves of steel. That's no ordinary dancing. I mean, that is really, it's beautiful to watch. But you also have to be like, oh, there's just a ground several feet down below me. I'm just going to keep it moving. That's an incredible
and think about, like, flipping upside down and doing those sorts of things. That's hard enough to do on the ground standing upright. They're doing it sideways, the side of a building.
Right.
It really is remarkable.
Way up there. I'm impressed. All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic story. Paul, thank you.